Hi, and welcome back. My name's Reb, and today we're doing something a little different. So, at the beginning of the year, I wanted to keep some sort of journal. And I'm not much of a writer. I tried the morning pages, and it really wasn't for me. We'll talk about that in another video. So, I decided to do more of a visual journal. So, I was inspired a little bit by my friend Hippo, who documents her life in little drawings, and it's not meant to be perfect. You'll see in the journal, most of the drawings here are drawn from life or memory. I tried to illustrate the parts of my day that elicited the strongest emotions, be it joy or laughter or frustration. And I've drawn nearly every day for a month now, with some days fuller than others. I, after all, do have a full-time job and a toddler and a partner and some chickens and a dog. But at least I tried to capture the vibe of the day if I couldn't get too much down. So if you're new here, welcome. I can't think of a better way to introduce myself than by giving you a little glimpse into my everyday life. Before we hop in, let's talk about the sketchbook. This sketchbook was originally intended to be a sort of carry around every day, regular kind of sketchbook, but I felt like it was too small for my style of sketching, so I ended up going with a more kind of standard sized sketchbook. As far as what I draw with, generally speaking, I always have this pencil with me. This is my little Blackwing pencil with a little protective tip. And then I carry this around, which is just the cutest but also most ridiculous thing. They are the tiniest little colored pencils. It has a little eraser and a little tiny sharpener, and they are functional. Comfortable to draw with? No, but easy to carry around and provides a variety of colors? Yes. So if I'm ever just like really being very minimal, I basically just bring this. On my sketchbook, I've got a sticker by Isabel Debone. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I thought that the color combination was absolutely perfect. And then on the back, I've got a sticker by Kama, which is Weird is the Best. I'll link both of their channels in the description below. So let's take a look inside, and I'll give you a little peek into my everyday. So that's my personal info that I've covered up here. And then I just drew very lightly, draw your days, which is just, kind of the theme of this little sketchbook. So starting out, this is the first of the year. And I probably won't go through every single little drawing, but just to kind of set the tone, and show you where I started out. This was the first of the year, and not much going on that day. I was off from work, and we slept late, obviously, with the new year. But I did manage to put out a video, which took forever to load for some reason. And then me and my son went for a walk, and we found some cool mushrooms. And really, not much else happened that day, but I thought it was kind of funny because we were playing and he was telling me to pretend to sleep, and I happily obliged. The next day was a Thursday, and it was art hang party days. So the theme that day was same reference, 4 different materials. So I drew the things that I drew with, some little blocks that me and my son were playing with, and my favorite sweater that I was wearing that day. The next day I went to the art store to pick up some refill ink and got a couple of Prismacolors and did a little sketching with those. And then I just drew what I was wearing that day and breakfast and my son in the bathtub. The next day was a little bit more eventful. I woke up and it was super gloomy and cloudy, which I was kind of worried about because we were supposed to have a little camp out later that night to see the meteor shower. But it ended up okay. The skies cleared up and we were able to have our little camp out. We also had some horses come through our property, which we do not own horses. I guess they escaped from somewhere and came to my garden and ate a bunch of my vegetables. But it was okay, they were very cute. Next day, I had breakfast with some friends, went to the museum. Day after that, I was feeling really kind of low energy. I think it was the first day that it really felt like winter. It was actually cold, so not a whole lot going on. Everybody was just kind of snuggled up in the house. And I was really distracted that day and managed to burn our dinner, which I hardly ever do, but we had some extra charred Brussels sprouts. This was part of a work meeting. We did laundry and I took all the sheets off my son's mattresses and he turned it into a impromptu slide. So I thought that drawing was pretty cute. And then the next day I was feeling really gross, like sick. But I still had to go and do all the usual, like run the errands, get the groceries. So me and my son went to the library. I thought that little drawing came out really cute. And then I drew, just like some groceries and my money flying away because everything is so expensive right now. And I don't know, I thought this drawing came out really cute as well. It's hard to draw things from memory. Like this milk bottle is definitely wonky, but I mean, it's pretty good considering that I didn't have a reference in front of me, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Kind of going from there, I continued this little theme of what I call my moodometer, and just kind of saying how I'm feeling. This was another art hang party day where we drew 100 horses in 100 minutes, and that was so fun. My son invented a game called Give Mommy a Heart Attack by jumping off of the steps. And yeah, it was just, for me, Thursdays are Mondays, so it's just a massive amount of emails and stuff to get to. Next day was just, I was having a day. I had a mountain of laundry to do, so I just kind of drew that. The following day, much better. I woke up in a better mood. I went to the art store and got myself a little treat, which was the Graphitint XL blocks, which I have really enjoyed using. If you haven't seen those videos, check them out. We had leftovers for dinner, which is great. I love a leftover soup. And then I made a little stamp that day for my, mailings and stuff like that. And I drew this dress that I was wearing, which I thought was really funny. It was giving very much horse girl vibes, very prairie homesteader vibes. And I just thought it was funny because I just finished drawing all those horses and now it's my personality. Day after that, just kind of chaotic, a lot of things, just kind of juggling around. I made some stickers, which by the way are in my shop if you are interested. And my son just being silly in the bathtub. That's probably should be in this book every day. He's ridiculous. The next day, not much got onto the page. I was working on cutting out all my stickers. I had a million things to do, and then I ended up not being able to do most of them because my poor little guy bumped his head, and he got like a I don't know how you say it, a chichon, like the cartoon like bump on your head. I don't know what they're called in English, but we call them chichon, and he had a huge one. He literally ran into something sharp and hard. So, poor guy. The next day, I got my sticker swap in the mail. I drew just kind of like little aspects of my day. This was the dinner that I made. I went for a walk in the morning. We went to the pet store for some food for our puppy. Well, she's not a puppy anymore, but she's still our little puppy. And I drew some of the fish that were there. My son loves watching the fish, so I had plenty of time to like actually draw them. Next day, just errands. I made chili at the end of the day. There are a lot of food drawings. I don't know. I like to draw food. And, laundry. Not a whole lot going on today. I think I forgot to put the art hang party stuff here, but that's all right. Maybe I'll fill it in later. The next day, I was feeling really kind of anxious, and I was like, why am I feeling anxious? And then I remembered, oh, well, I got pulled over in the morning for speeding, and then I had this like test that I had to do later in the day, so it was kind of a low-key stressful day. Luckily made much better by getting home and watching the first episode of season 2 of Severance, which is what this little reference is. And then I drew my son eating strawberries and watching TV. The next day, I ended up taking a day off because I needed mental health day, I guess. And I took my son to go see an exhibition at the Houston Center for Contemporary Craft. And it was called Designing Motherhood. And it was a really cool exhibition. I'll have to go back to actually see it because it was too much chaos to go there with my son. My visit, ironically, was interrupted by motherhood. But great exhibition. If you are in the Houston area or nearby, definitely go and check that out. And hit me up. I'll go with you. So next day, I didn't end up getting any color on these two. I didn't get much down. It was just kind of a busy day. But I did go to a cool place called the Texas Art Asylum that has like thrifted, donated art supplies for cheap. So tried not to go crazy there. Only ended up picking up a little bit of stuff, but I probably feel like I'll never need to go to a actual art store again unless I need something super specific. That place was so cool. I was having a little bit of a day. There was a winter storm coming and I was working, and of course they didn't give us the day off, so I had to like race home before the storm got really gross, and I have a really long commute. But all that was made better by the next day. We actually got some snow, which was super fun. I think this is probably one of my favorite spreads in the book, at least so far. This was my son's first time seeing snow. So we, did all the standard stuff. We built a snowman. We had a snowball fight. We have a big pile of dirt in the back of our property that my father-in-law was kind enough to really pile up just before the storm. So my son had basically a makeshift hill. So he was sliding down. And then the next day it was pretty much slush, but it was really nice because you could like crunch around on it and it sounded so cool. And I saw like the most beautiful cardinal I've ever seen. I know cardinals are like super standard, but it just, I don't know if it was the snow underneath it or what, but it was so brilliant red. And it was just hanging out with my chickens. So that was pretty cool. Next day was another art hang party where we drew facial expressions. That one was really fun and great practice. So definitely check out the replay of that one. And I just drew my son. I was just kind of hanging out with him at the end of the day. But a little bit more of like a realistic drawing where I spent a little more time on it. He was watching a little bit of TV and just kind of chilling, and I just thought his pose was really cute. He looked like a little adult. Next day, work stuff. Won't get into it. And then I ate my feelings via cheese. I went to my storage unit this day and found a bunch of stuff that I had forgotten I had. So that was pretty cool. And I cooked some food later that evening, which turned out really good. If you don't know, I am Cuban, so I made some Cuban food, and my son really liked it. Day after that, just a lot going on. A really long to-do list, and just feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of things that I have. So I've spent the next day just kind of purging as much as I can. My son clearly being very helpful here by sitting in the box that's supposed to be for his toys. Mondays I typically work from home, but it just ended up being a day where there was a lot going on. But I did get to do some fun stuff towards the end of the day. I got to do the pet portrait session with Debbie Draws Funny, another great channel. Definitely check it out. We drew each other's pets with human clothes, so the results are adorable and hilarious. And then I took a bath, which I rarely ever do, but that was a nice end of the day. And then the next day, which is a day off, I wrote, is it really a day off if it's spent cleaning? No, the answer is no. But I did manage to get a bunch of stuff put into boxes and thrown away, if it wasn't good to donate. And I took a little break and made a little stamp, which still needs a little bit of cleaning, but I thought it came out really cute. And I think that's the end. Yeah, so that's what I have so far. It's not quite a month, almost a month, but I've really enjoyed documenting my everyday in this way, and we'll see how it evolves as I go on. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if you keep some sort of visual journal. I would love to know what kind of stuff you guys put in it. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!